you looked me up for a while. You say you've been doing
Yeah.
research for a while. So my main thing is what really it stands out to me is that our consultation was through Zoom,
Yeah.
and a lot of times when I do Zoom consultations, it's like pretty low percentage that I will get someone interested. But you like you came along and basically you were decided from the get go.
Yeah.
Like I feel like whenever we met, yeah, like you were just ready to get started right away. So I want you kind of like introduce yourself and explain your hair loss journey in the beginning and then I'm gonna start asking you more questions about it.
That's good. Are we looking into the camera or just kind of?
No, it's just the us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is all good? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's see how can we start. Should we be better to look at the camera or not really?
I feel like just to make it more organic, just to kind of
Just
Like,
gotta go
we
to
gotta, like,
okay.
start looking at the camera and then like.
start
Okay.
start the video at the camera and then
Okay.
just turn,
Okay.
slightly turn.
Hey guys, so shoot, I just got blocked. All right, guys. We're here at Scout Micro Pro in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we have our guest. He drove 6 hours all the way from Tennessee, and I really wanted to share his story because it really touched my heart, and I'm really happy with the results that we were able to give him. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate it. My name is Will. Like you said, I drove here 6 hours from Tennessee, and I've been looking into getting SMP done. I say for nearly a year. Been doing lots of research, looking at many different places where it can be done. There were a few places where I'm at that were closer to me, but when I went and I looked at their portfolios and their examples, they just weren't really what I was looking for. And then when I found your stuff online, there was more what I was looking for, more kind of natural hairline, looks high quality work. Seeing lots of great examples, and when we had our first conversation, a lot of the examples that I showed you were from your own work there, along with others as well. But I was really impressed with a lot of the natural hairlines you had done before and the other works you've had. And so once I saw that, I was like, okay, this guy is within a reasonable driving distance. 6 hours, it's a little bit of a drive, but as you can see here, at least I think, of course, it was well worth it.
And it's amazing because every time you would come, you're on point. Like, we set up the appointment at 2 o'clock. You're here about at 2, or a little bit before 2. You actually get here earlier than me sometimes. So I mean, it's amazing how for you that you drove that many hours. But let me ask you a question. How long did you find me on social media?
I think I found you about 5 or 6 months ago. I've been considering SMP for close to a year. But then, about a year ago, I was a bit more casual about it, just looking into, different, hair loss solutions there, looking at different things. I've tried things before. I've tried, different medications, things like that, and just, I know they work for some people. For me personally, it just didn't work like that there. I've looked into hair transplant stuff before, but I don't think it was best for me, and plus it would still involve being on the medications, which didn't work well for me, so decided to pass on that there. But when I first discovered scalp micropigmentation, I thought, okay, this works well for me. I like the buzz look there. Prior to coming here, I'd already been, shaving my head fully bald anyways, and I was okay with it, but obviously since I'm here, I wanted something a little bit more, a little something there, something to frame my face, look a little better with that. So that's why in the first place I was considering SMP, because it's a really good fit for me personally, and I know it's a great fit for a lot of other folks as well. And then when I started looking up different clinics, like I said before, I saw some that were closer to me, but not really what I was looking for. But then when I found yours, I believe on Instagram, is how I found Scalp Micro Pro Clinic. Sorry to activate cut here. What's the Scalp Micro? What is the proper name?
Scout Micro Pro.
Scout Micro Pro. Okay, just wanted to make sure I was getting it right.
Yeah. Scout Micro Pro.
But when I first found Scout Micro Pro and then started looking through your work and your examples online, that's when I saw oh, that's exactly what I want. Ann was close enough there and just was researching other things as well. Doing my homework on everything. and I couldn't find.
It seems like you
Yeah.
do your research very thorough.
Oh yeah,
Because for you to know a whole lot about just, I mean, any other solutions and your, comparison, I mean, it's amazing. There's not a lot of people that actually do that. I mean, we do get some that they actually, go with what we tell them, and they actually, we build trust through a consultation. But you came just, ready for me to start your SMP journey. But before you found out about SMP, how long ago? How was your hair loss journey? Like, when did you start losing your hair?
I think I started losing my hair, or at least when I first noticed. I think it was either 19 or 20 in the crown
Wow, so young.
area there, so pretty young. I mean, I knew it was coming too, even at a young age. My grandpa, if you look back at his high school yearbook, he looks like George Costanza. I mean, it was like at 18, it was already gone.
Yeah.
So I knew it was coming whether I wanted to or not. So that's something I've always kind of had in the
So
back
we
of
have
my
we
mind.
have one thing in common because I lost my hair when I was closer to 19 years old, and to me it was, man, I'll try so many things, but I didn't do my research, like you did. But in my case, I definitely I was going through harsh times. It definitely getting SMP done is to me was a boost, boost of confidence, and but yeah, that's impressive. So you started losing your hair when you were 19, and then did you try anything at all, or did you just you kept on doing your research?
Yeah, I mean, I tried some of the medication stuff before, like some hair loss pills.
Did
and
you go to a
the,
doctor?
I did the online consultation thing.
Oh, okay.
Before there. I got the prescription that you can get, and it works for some people. A lot of people it doesn't work for. And for me personally, I didn't like the side effects that it had there, and I wasn't seeing the expected results. I understand the thing takes a lot of time, but
Right.
again, it just wasn't working for me.
Right,
And it doesn't work for a lot of guys there. So that's when I started looking into other options like SMP.
So that's one of the disadvantages when you're dealing with medications, because you have to be consistent. Number one, you also have to do it for at least 6 months to be able to see results. And not only that, but when you actually try it, you're getting into the hair cycle, meaning that you're gonna go to a hair loss stage. And a lot of people, what they realize is that they realize that they're losing more hair, so they get scared, and then we stop taking it.
Yeah, they hit the shedding phase and then completely
And
stop.
then we stop, and then it just reversed to losing more hair. But yeah. So now let's So what was your first impression coming into Scout Micro Pro?
I was really excited, a little bit nervous naturally. I mean, I think anyone would be who's about to.
Did you get cold feet?
Not cold feet, but I was thinking I was not hesitant at all. I was excited. I was ready. Like you said, I did my research. I loved all your work you had done there. I picked out a few examples of stuff that you had done before, and I was like, that right there, that's exactly what I want. But naturally, if you're about to get your head poked about 4,000 to 5,000 times, you're going to be a little bit nervous.
Yeah. One thing I remember in the first session, you were actually sweating a lot. Yeah, you were sweating a lot, but I mean, it's normal. It happens. To me, I was really skeptical when I had my SMP done. I was really scared because I haven't had any tattoos on my skin. I mean,
It's same here, no tattoos at all.
Virgin.
This is if you count this is technically my first one.
Yeah, for sure. So now, you came in your first session. Now, what did you think about the final results on your first session?
It was more than I expected on the first session too. So of course, with anyone getting SMP, it's a minimum of 3 sessions, right?
Right.
So I was thinking, okay, 3 sessions. Of course, you have to do a little bit at first, then wait a week, add on a little bit more, wait some more, and then go in, for the finalization there. But even after the first session, once everything healed up and some of the redness went away, when I went home and I went to the bathroom, turned on the light, looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, this is more than I expected. There's actually a good amount there. And then, a week later when I came back for session number 2, that's when all nervousness went away. After that first day when I came back home and saw just the results of just 1 session, I was like, okay, this is legitimate. This is gonna work. This is good stuff here. So when I came in for session number 2, like I was fully confident, excited, there, no jitters whatsoever. I was like, if it's looking that good after just one session, I can't wait for sessions 2 and 3.
Right. So what was your experience with you know, your families and friends throughout your process?
So I haven't told that many people yet. I'm still undecided on whether or not, you know, if I'm going to tell like close friends or family, and, you know, unless they find this video, of course, in which case, you know, hi mom. But the funny thing is, on my first reveal, if you will, or first outing, I went to a family like birthday party. You know, went to a relative's house, and I'm sitting down, and I'm sitting directly under a light. This was after 2 sessions,
Right.
and my mom comes up to me and she says, "Ooh, your head looks extra fuzzy today. Let me feel it." And she rubs her hand over my head, and she has no clue. Didn't say anything else there. And she had not the slightest bit in the world. Looking straight down on my head, feeling my head, thinking, "Oh yeah, that's how it's always been."
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. So let's see. What like how did you feel now? Like now that you were able to see your SMP. Wait, did I show you? I think
I've snuck a couple of glimpses, but we haven't done like an official unrevealed to
Man,
myself yet.
let me get a can we get the a mirror? Yeah, you can continue to we just cut it. Man, I feel so bad.
No, you're
I didn't
good.
show
But like
you.
I kind of like when walking out, like I was like, of course, I was looking in the reflections of the window, like
Yeah.
like. So I haven't seen like.
Yeah, because
the full thing
whenever I
yet.
passed to mix the pigment and you're like, hey, there's a line, and I was like, what? All right, check it out.
Oh man.
It's still red, but you know it's definitely gonna go down within 2 days.
Yeah, that is looking solid.
What about the beard trim?
So I appreciate the beard trim. Did a great job on that. It really complements everything. Man, I'm loving that because that is exactly what I wanted. You know, still, you know, fill everything out. Still, you know, a full-ish hairline, but still look natural.
Yeah.
There, 'cause that was my number one priority and concern
Yeah.
with not just coming into here, but with doing any SMP whatsoever. Was I want it to be as natural as possible.
For sure.
There, and you know, when I would look at, you know, other folks that were closer to me offering SMP services, you know, they were okay, but their portfolio.
Did you ever get a consultation with any of the other folks?
No. I saw what they were posting on their websites and their social media,
Right.
you know, for their examples there, and you know, it may work for some other people, but for me personally, who just prioritizing, you know, a natural hairline above anything else, there it just, for me personally, I didn't feel was a good fit. But then when I found your work and, you know,
Right.
some of the natural hairlines you've done there, that's when I knew, okay, this looks like a pretty good fit.
Have you have you wear a hat? Have you wore a hat before, like during the process, or like whenever you go to work, like do you wear a hat?
So during that time for working, I work remote, but I still were like on video calls and things like that
Okay.
there. But even after like the first session, like being on camera for like a Zoom call, something like that there, it still was like looking pretty good as long as, you know, it kept everything.
So you've always
shaped up.
been remotely. You always work remotely, or
No, I
this
mean
happened
for like
before
the
COVID?
past like 2 years.
Okay, so then this happened
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Yeah, recently.
Oh, so you used to work with your fellow
Yeah.
coworkers in office before.
Not at like an old job, but in my current job, no. It's always
okay,
been
okay.
remote.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
then
'cause-
usually-
so nobody had
Yeah.
said anything. Nobody had
No.
noticed.
And you know, that's one of the first things, like when I turned on like my work camera there, I started looking at it, I was like, oh, like it looks great on camera.
Awesome.
I was super happy with, you know, right off the bat too, even after just, again, the one session, the first session, it was looking good.
It's really good. Let's see, what other questions can I ask? What other questions do you think I have?
I'll say, what do you, I guess, as far as next steps, like, what are you looking forward to, like, this, once this is
Yeah.
said and all done and everything, like, where do you,
See, another thing we can also talk about how one of the benefits about SMP because it's the quality of life.
Yeah.
You know, when comparing, any other solution versus SMP, like the quality of life changes because you don't have to really worry about anything just to cut it short. Versus if you were to do any other solution, you have to definitely keep up, like you
Yeah.
said earlier, with medications and things like that. So I think that SMP can definitely help anyone that's that's going through hair loss, and not really seeking to keep any maintenance. But besides, one of the things that I would like to kind of go over with you is if you can explain, in your perspective about what would be the quality of life that you're seeking, or what was your end goal with SMP?
I think just help with like self-image and confidence there because I'm a fairly young guy in my mid-20s and I was already almost completely bald there as you saw when I first walked in here. They're completely like gone in the back, just like a couple little baby hairs up top there. Just been shaving my head and I didn't mind the bald look that I had going on and it was okay. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever, but being a younger guy, kind of missing my hair some, and I knew that a hair transplant or medications, wasn't a good fit for me. There, and that's when I discovered scalp micropigmentation. I really don't mind the buzz look. I really like the buzz cut look there, and it just right away makes you look immediately younger, having that just the stubble there.
Right.
Because it's if I'm using the right terms, like it frames the face. It helps like bring
Right.
everything
What type of
together.
hairstyle did you have before?
Man, you're gonna think it was crazy. When I was in high school, like they were like 15 or 16, I had about a 1/2 foot tall mohawk.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And well, before you got SMP, were you shaving your scalp, your hair?
Yeah, I was for about a year. I was doing full blown razor shave there, just a straight up Mr. Clean.
What
type
did
look.
you? What was your first? When did you decide to like, hey, it's time to let it go?
There came to a point where I knew for a while that I had the receding hairline. It was coming in, the really strong V shape, and I could tell, in college. I took a picture of the back of my head. I have to admit it. I know this is a sin. I had a man bun phase at one point too.
Wow.
I guess it was a top knot. I always had like the sides of my head shaved, but then I was tying it in the back in college. But when I took a picture underneath, so like pretty strong like lighting, and I could tell like there was a clear difference between my top area and here. And this was like after 2 days after a haircut too. It was like significantly lighter. In here, and I was on the top, and I was like 20. I think I was 20 at the time, 20 or 21. Again, I was in college, so I noticed they're like, "Oh, it's going quicker than I thought." And then a couple more years go by, and it starts going in on the hair, on the front of the hairline more and more, and it got to a point where like, okay, let me go ahead and buzz it.
Did you get any comments by friends and family at that time? Were they noticing your hair loss or?
Yes, not prior to when I shaved it, but then once I did shave it off, that's when like a couple of friends of mine and a few family members were like, "Yeah, we noticed it going. That was the right call, bud." It was like that was probably for the best.
So they didn't really like,
Yeah.
It was
Because they didn't want to be rude, because you never want to like go up to a guy who's balding and just be like, "Hey man, it's not looking that great." Like it's tough love, but kind of rude there. But then once I did, start shaving my head, at first, just a buzz cut clippers, they're like, yeah, it's the right call. But then I noticed, like, the first time I buzzed my head, like 2 years ago, even like with just a regular buzz cut, I didn't realize that my balding had gotten that bad. With just normal buzz cut on like the lowest setting, like a 1 on the clippers. Even then, it was looking like real patchy, everything too. Like even then, that didn't look great. So like a month later, that's when I just said, let's just go all in. Just started shaving it completely.
Okay, thank you. I know you gotta go, right?
Yeah, can take a
Yeah, you go ahead.
You cut?
Cut.
Thank you.
Yes. Hey,
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Thank you, man.
yeah, it looks a lot better. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I'll see you. I'll give you a call in a couple weeks.
For sure. Take care, man.
All right, man. See you, buddy.
Let's see. Efrain.
Yeah.
Come here. What else can we ask? What else can we ask? We talked about a little bit of everything. I feel like He's very thorough with it. I like the way how you do testimonials.
I think we talk a little bit more about why I specifically picked Scalp Micro Pro.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think a good one would be, I think we talked about it earlier, right? But on the camera. Remember how we were talking about how you like to just keep your head shaved, buzzed or shaved?
Yeah.
But one thing that isn't like, kind of emphasize on how it looks uniform or whatever term.
Yeah, uniform.
Whatever terms you want to use.
That goes great with what I just said. Like when I first started buzzing my head with just like a 1 on the clippers.
Yeah.
Like it looked better than what I had, but it's still like, it was like patchy grass.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like it had like a good amount like right here, but then of course it's there, and then like thin. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you good.
Yeah.
We're good. Back to it.
We rolling?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I liked about SMP is that it does make everything more uniform. Because when I did have, when I started buzzing my head at first with the, just a 1 on the clippers, it was looking like real patchy, uneven there. That's why I decided to then start, just shaving my head fully with a razor. But with SMP, it kind of like brings everything together. Everything's even there. It gives it that more uniform look that I really like.
Man, I can't wait to see the expressions from your friends and family now that it actually looks pretty dense now. Because on the second session, you still see, it still wasn't completely a full SMP procedure. It was still like more complementing the actual hair. You have about somewhere from 20 to 40% hair on the top. Then it was just complementing. It was just giving it like a nice shadow. But now like it looks like it's there like. So I feel like you're definitely gonna get some either people are gonna ask you, hey, are you letting your hair grow or what are you doing? They're gonna be curious.
Yeah, I think so, and I'm already like looking forward to how this looks. And I know, of course, naturally, anytime you get an SMP session done, there's some fading that occurs there. It's natural there, but I know like now that we're on the 3rd session, today was primarily a lot of density, adding a little bit more darkness to the coloration of it. There, I know like this is gonna be looking really good once the dust settles, so to speak. A day or two, once it like really settles in, it's gonna be looking great. Like, man, I can't wait.
What happened to the camera?
It definitely looks a lot more uniform now.
What happened to the camera?
The file, like
Too big?
nah, it's memory. The space just cut out.
Too much.
Too much?
Yeah, you're going overboard.
Man,
What about that one?
It wants to record the whole time.
Okay.
That's a good angle too. There.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we definitely need to put the mic on there. That way we can get the.
Did you apply the red spray or no?
Yeah, we did. We still gotta finish a little bit in the back.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I already forgot about it.
In the corner?
So do you wanna? Let's go ahead and finish that in the back and then transfer the videos. Is that cool?
Well, which one in the back?
We gotta.
Oh yeah, they're gonna like
We gotta-
patch me up in the back.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm gonna do is while I'm doing over there, while we're over there doing it, you can just transfer everything to the. Yeah, is that cool? And then we finish up. You can charge it. Let's go and take care of that. You forgot all about it, huh?
A little bit. Got 2 in the zone on camera.
What do you need to do? Just charge it. That's gonna be busy.